Hey everyone, welcome back to the English Leap podcast, your English podcast for real conversation practice and easy English in daily life.
Yes, the place where you're from becomes a great English lesson.
I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake. Great to have you with us today.
So Jake, if a stranger asked you right now, tell me about your hometown, could you actually give a warm, interesting answer? Or would you just say, it's fine, nothing special?
Honestly, probably the second one. Even though my hometown actually has some genuinely cool things about it, I just never really practiced describing it well.
So relatable, and honestly, such a common gap. Well, today's episode is exactly for fixing that.
Yes, today we're talking about how to talk about your hometown in English, describing the place, the people, the culture, and even what's changed over time.
This is such a warm, universal topic, and honestly, one of the most common questions people ask when meeting someone new. So, where are you from? Often leads right into, what's it like there?
True, and it's also a fantastic, natural way to practice descriptive vocabulary, comparatives, and even some past tense storytelling, all wrapped up in a topic that's genuinely personal and meaningful to you.
Exactly. By the end of this episode, you'll be able to describe your hometown vividly, share what makes it special, and even talk about how it's changed, all in natural, engaging English.
Quick favor before we start. If you're enjoying this podcast, please like this episode, subscribe, and share it with a friend learning English.
And comment below. Tell us the name of your hometown and one thing you love about it. We genuinely love reading your comments.
All right, let's get into it.
Okay, let's start with why talking about your hometown is such a valuable, everyday English skill.
Great question. First, it's one of the most common early conversation topics with someone new, right up there with talking about your job, and honestly, often more personal and warm.
True. And second, describing your hometown well gives people real insight into who you are, your background, your values, and even your sense of humor sometimes.
Third, this topic is a wonderful, natural way to practice descriptive language, comparatives, and storytelling, structures that are genuinely useful across tons of other English conversations too.
Great point. And fourth, sharing where you're from with warmth and pride is honestly just a lovely way to connect with people and to feel proud of your own roots, wherever you're from.
Beautifully summarized. Let's build our structure and vocabulary now.
Okay, let's build a simple, natural structure for describing your hometown when someone asks.
Step 1. Name it and give basic context. I'm from a small city called Konya in central Turkey. I grew up in a coastal town in southern Italy.
Step 2, add a general description or feeling. It's a pretty relaxed, friendly place. It's known for being really historic and charming.
Step 3, optional, mention one specific detail that makes it special or memorable. It's famous for its incredible street food. There's a beautiful old castle right in the town center.
Let's build a full example. I'm from a small city called Konya in central Turkey. It's a pretty relaxed, historic place, and it's actually famous for being the home of the whirling dervishes. It's a really unique cultural experience.
Perfect. Warm, informative, and genuinely interesting. Exactly the tone we want for this topic.
Let's build another one. I grew up in a small coastal town in southern Italy. It's incredibly beautiful, right on the water. And honestly, the food there is some of the best I've ever had anywhere.
Beautiful example, too, listeners, showing real pride and personality in describing a hometown. Let's go through vocabulary for describing what kind of place your hometown actually is, since this varies so much from person to person.
Size vocabulary: a small village, a small town, a mid-sized city, a big city, a major metropolitan area.
Location and geography vocabulary: a coastal town, a mountain village, in the countryside, in the desert, right in the city center, on the outskirts of a larger city.
Atmosphere vocabulary: quiet and peaceful, lively and bustling, laid back, fast-paced, close-knit, meaning tightly connected community, touristy.
Great range, listeners, covering size, geography, and atmosphere, all essential building blocks for describing any hometown.
Let's build some example sentences. It's a small, close-knit town. Everyone kind of knows everyone. It's a bustling, fast-paced city. Always something happening. It's a quiet mountain village. Incredibly peaceful.
Beautiful, natural sentences, listeners, showing exactly how these words paint a clear picture for the listener.
Let's cover vocabulary specifically for describing what your hometown is known for, since this is often the most interesting part of the conversation.
Useful structures. It's known for. It's famous for. People often visit for this. The main attraction is that.
Let's build examples using different categories. Food. It's known for its amazing seafood. The local specialty is a type of dumpling you can't find anywhere else.
Nature and scenery. It's famous for its stunning mountains. There's a beautiful lake just outside of town.
History and culture. It's known for its rich history. There are ruins dating back centuries. There's a really vibrant local art scene.
Events and festivals. There's a huge festival every summer that draws visitors from all over. The town really comes alive during the holiday season.
Great range, listeners, covering food, nature, history, and events, all wonderful angles for describing what makes your hometown special.
Let's build a full example combining a few. It's known for its stunning mountains, and there's actually a huge hiking festival every summer that draws visitors from all over the country.
Beautiful, vivid example, listeners, showing exactly how naturally these phrases paint a really engaging picture.
Let's spend some time on grammar because this topic is genuinely a great way to practice comparatives, comparing your hometown to other places or comparing how it's changed over time.
Great idea. Comparative adjectives, useful for comparing your hometown to somewhere else. My hometown is much quieter than the city I live in now. It's smaller than most people expect.
Let's also cover used to, connecting nicely to earlier episodes for describing how your hometown has changed. It used to be a lot smaller. There used to be a lot more farmland around here.
Beautiful structure, showing genuine change over time. Let's also cover has become or has changed, present perfect for ongoing transformation. It's really become more modern in recent years. The downtown area has changed a lot since I was a kid.
Great structure, listeners, showing continuous, ongoing change rather than a single completed shift.
Let's build a full example combining several. My hometown used to be a lot quieter, but it's really changed a lot in recent years. It's become much more modern and busier than it used to be.
Beautiful, layered example, listeners, showing exactly how these grammar structures combine to describe change over time.
Let's cover one more warmer, more personal angle, describing the people and culture of your hometown, not just the physical place itself.
Great addition. Useful phrases. The people are incredibly warm and welcoming. Everyone's really down to earth there. There's a really strong sense of community.
Great, warm phrases, listeners, showing real affection and pride on the people, not just the scenery.
Let's also cover phrases for describing local traditions or customs. There's a tradition of locals often, it's common for families to.
Great structures, listeners. Let's build a full example. The people are incredibly warm. There's a really strong sense of community, and it's common for the whole neighborhood to get together for celebrations. It's a really beautiful tradition.
Beautiful, heartfelt example, listeners, showing exactly the kind of warmth and personal connection this topic can bring out.
Let's cover one more meaningful layer, sharing a specific personal memory or small story about your hometown, which makes the conversation feel even more genuine and memorable.
Great addition, and this connects nicely to storytelling structures from earlier episodes too. Useful phrases, one thing I always remember is, growing up we used to, there's this one spot that always reminds me of.
Beautiful, nostalgic phrases, listeners, inviting real personal storytelling rather than just general facts.
Great technique, listeners. One specific memory is often far more engaging than a long list of facts.
Mistake 1. Giving an overly brief, dismissive answer. It's nothing special, which can shut down an otherwise interesting conversation. Even a small, genuine detail adds real warmth and interest.
Mistake 2. Only listing facts without any personal feeling or connection, which can feel a bit like reading from a travel brochure rather than genuinely sharing your own experience.
Mistake 3. Forgetting comparatives when describing change, using simple present instead. It's very different now is fine, but it's become much more modern than it used to be, shows richer, more natural grammar.
Mistake 4. Over-apologizing for a hometown that isn't famous or well-known. You've probably never heard of it. It's really nothing. Can feel unnecessarily self-deprecating. A confident, "It's a small town you've probably never heard of, but it's really special to me," works much better.
Mistake 5. Forgetting to invite the other person to share too, making the conversation feel one-sided rather than a genuine, balanced exchange.
Beautifully covered, listeners. Small adjustments, much warmer, more engaging conversations about home.
Before our example conversations, because how people talk about their hometowns does shift a bit across English-speaking cultures.
True. In the United States, given its size and diversity, hometown pride is often very strong and openly expressed. People frequently identify closely with their home state or city.
In the United Kingdom, hometown identity is often tied closely to regional accents and local culture, sometimes discussed with a mix of pride and gentle, self-deprecating humor.
In Australia, given the vast distances between cities, hometown identity carries a strong sense of place and local lifestyle. Beaches, weather, and outdoor culture frequently feature prominently.
And in many parts of India and South Asia, hometown, often called native place, carries deep cultural and familial significance, frequently tied closely to extended family, traditions, and a strong sense of rootedness, even for people who've lived elsewhere for decades.
Great context, listeners, showing that while everyone has a hometown story worth telling, the emotional weight and pride attached to it can vary beautifully across cultures.
Beautifully summarized. Now let's cover a few useful idioms before our example conversations.
Let's cover idioms that come up naturally when talking about your hometown and sense of home.
First, home away from home, meaning a place that feels comfortable and familiar, even though it's not your original hometown. This city has really become a home away from home for me.
Second, put down roots, meaning to settle somewhere and build a stable life there. I moved here 10 years ago and really put down roots.
Third, off the beaten path, which we covered in our travel episode too, meaning somewhere less commonly visited or known. My hometown is a bit off the beaten path, but it's absolutely worth visiting.
Fourth, a hidden gem, meaning a wonderful place that isn't widely known or appreciated yet. Honestly, my hometown is a bit of a hidden gem.
Fifth, small town charm. A lovely phrase describing the cozy, friendly qualities often associated with smaller towns. It has that classic small town charm. Everyone says hello to each other.
Sixth, there's no place like home. A classic, warm phrase expressing deep affection for your hometown, regardless of where you currently live. I've traveled a lot, but honestly, there's no place like home.
Let's build an example combining a few. My hometown is honestly a bit of a hidden gem, off the beaten path, but full of small-town charm. I've lived in a few different cities since then, and while they've become a home away from home in their own way, there's really no place like home.
Perfect, natural example, listeners, showing exactly how naturally hometown conversations flow when meeting someone new.
Okay, first one, meeting someone new and describing your hometown.
So, where are you from originally?
I'm from a small coastal town called Sesmi in Turkey. It's known for its beautiful beaches and windsurfing, actually.
Oh, wow, that sounds amazing. What's it like living there?
It's pretty relaxed, especially compared to the city I live in now. The pace of life is just so much slower in the best way.
That sounds really lovely. Do you get back there often?
I try to visit every summer. Honestly, there's no place like home.
Great, warm, natural example, listeners, showing exactly how naturally hometown conversations flow when meeting someone new.
Now, let's do a second one, talking about how a hometown has changed over the years.
Have you been back to your hometown recently? I remember you saying it's changed a lot.
Yeah, actually, it's become way more modern than it used to be. There used to be mostly farmland around, and now there are shopping centers and new apartment buildings everywhere.
That's a big change. How do you feel about it?
Honestly, a bit bittersweet. I love that it's growing, but I do miss the quieter version I grew up with.
That makes total sense. That's such a common feeling.
Beautiful, reflective example, listeners, showing how naturally this topic can lead to genuinely meaningful, nostalgic conversation.
Let's do a third one, sharing a personal memory about your hometown.
Do you have a favorite memory from growing up in your hometown?
Actually, yes. There was this small bakery near my house. We used to walk there every Sunday morning for fresh bread. It's honestly one of my favorite memories.
That's so sweet. Is it still there?
It actually closed a few years ago, which was really sad, but I still think about it every time I smell fresh bread.
That's such a beautiful, specific memory.
See, listeners, notice how naturally this small personal story added real warmth and depth to the conversation, exactly the kind of detail that makes hometown talk genuinely memorable.
Let's do one final example, comparing two very different hometowns.
I grew up in a huge, busy capital city, honestly, non-stop energy all the time.
That's so different from mine. I grew up in a tiny mountain village, incredibly quiet and peaceful.
Wow, that sounds like a completely different world. Do you prefer the quiet, or do you like city life more now?
Honestly, a bit of both. I love visiting the city, but there's something really grounding about going home to that quiet mountain air.
That's a beautiful way to put it. I think I'd love to visit somewhere like that someday.
Beautiful, warm example, listeners, showing how naturally very different hometown backgrounds can create such an interesting and engaging conversation.
Quick FAQ before practice time. From a listener named Eileen. What if I don't feel proud of my hometown, or I have mixed feelings about it?
Great, honest question, Eileen. Completely valid to share mixed feelings genuinely. It's a complicated place for me. There are things I love and things I struggled with growing up there, is a completely honest, mature way to answer.
Next, from a listener named Ravi. What if I've moved around a lot and don't really have one single hometown?
Great, common situation, Ravi. You could say, I actually grew up moving around a lot, so I don't have one single hometown, but the place I feel most connected to is completely valid, and honestly, a really interesting story in itself.
Next, from a listener named Ingrid. Is it okay to talk about negative things about my hometown, like problems or challenges it faces?
Good question, Ingrid. Absolutely. Honest balance often feels more genuine than an idealized description. It's a beautiful place, though it does struggle with some economic challenges, shows real, thoughtful perspective.
Last one, from a listener named Felix. How do I talk about my hometown if it's not well known internationally?
Great common question, Felix. You can give a bit more context confidently. It's a small town you've probably never heard of, about 2 hours from the capital, but it's really special to me.
Great questions today, everyone. Thanks for sending them in.
Quick shadowing exercise before practice time. We say a sentence, you repeat it out loud.
Sentence 1. I'm from a small city called... Now you.
Sentence 2. It's known for its beautiful beaches. Now you.
Sentence 3. The people are incredibly warm and welcoming. Now you.
Sentence 4. It's changed a lot since I was a kid. Now you.
Sentence 5. One thing I always remember is... Now you.
Sentence 6. There's really no place like home. Now you.
Great job, everyone. Let's also review our full glossary quickly. Basic description. I'm from, I grew up in, it's a small, mid-sized, or big city, it's known for...
Atmosphere. Quiet and peaceful, lively and bustling, laid back, close-knit, touristy.
People and culture. The people are incredibly warm. There's a strong sense of community. There's a tradition of...
Change over time. It used to be, it's become, it's changed a lot since...
Idioms. Home away from home, put down roots, a hidden gem, small town charm, there's no place like home.
What a complete toolkit, listeners! Review this glossary whenever you want a quick refresher before describing your hometown in English.
Let's give you one more useful resource. 15 different hometown descriptions, each phrased naturally.
Number 1. I'm from a small fishing village on the coast. It's incredibly peaceful and the seafood is unbeatable.
Number 2. I grew up in a huge, busy capital city. Always something happening, day or night.
Number 3. My hometown is famous for its annual music festival. It draws people from all over the country.
Number 4. It's a mountain town, absolutely stunning in the winter when everything's covered in snow.
Number 5. I'm from a mid-sized city known for its historic old town, full of beautiful centuries-old buildings.
Number 6. It's a small university town, really young and lively thanks to all the students.
Number 7. My hometown is right in the desert, incredibly hot, but the sunsets are absolutely breathtaking.
Number 8. It's a quiet farming town, very close-knit. Everyone genuinely knows everyone.
Number 9. I grew up in a big industrial city. It's changed a lot in recent years, becoming much more modern and green.
Number 10. My hometown is famous for its local pottery. It's a real tradition passed down through generations.
Number 11. It's a small island town. Life really does move at its own relaxed pace there.
Number 12. I'm from a border town, so the culture is actually a really interesting mix of two countries.
Number 13. It's a mid-sized coastal city, known for its incredible surfing spots.
Number 14. My hometown is famous for a huge annual harvest festival. Honestly, one of my favorite times of year.
Number 15. It's a small town in a valley. Absolutely gorgeous, though honestly, most people have never heard of it.
What a great, honest range, listeners. 15 completely different hometowns, but every single one used the exact same simple, warm structure and vocabulary from today's episode.
Exactly. And that's really the secret, listeners. Once you know the formula, you can describe absolutely any hometown, big or small, famous or not, using these same natural, engaging tools.
Quick bonus vocabulary section, a few phrasal verbs that come up naturally around home, moving, and belonging.
Great idea. First, grow up. Essential vocabulary, meaning to spend your childhood somewhere. I grew up in a small town near the coast.
Second, move away, meaning to leave your hometown to live somewhere else. I moved away for university and never really went back permanently.
Third, settle down, meaning to establish a stable, permanent home somewhere. I eventually settled down in a city a few hours from my hometown.
Fourth, come back or go back, meaning to return to your hometown, temporarily or permanently. I try to go back at least once a year for the holidays.
Fifth, look back on, meaning to reflect on the past with a certain feeling. I look back on my childhood there really fondly.
Sixth, branch out, which we covered in an earlier episode too, meaning to expand beyond your familiar roots. After growing up there, I really wanted to branch out and see more of the world.
Let's build an example combining a few. I grew up in a really small town, but I moved away for university and eventually settled down somewhere bigger. I still go back every summer though, and honestly, I look back on my childhood there really fondly.
Perfect, natural example, listeners. These phrasal verbs add real depth and emotional warmth to conversations about home and belonging.
Part 16. Giving recommendations to someone visiting your hometown. Let's cover a really fun, practical angle. Giving recommendations to someone who's planning to visit your hometown, connecting nicely to our earlier travel episode.
Great addition. Useful phrases, if you ever visit, you have to try. Definitely check out. My favorite spot growing up was. A lot of tourists miss this, but locals love.
Great, warm, insider-style phrases, listeners, showing genuine local pride and knowledge.
Let's also cover phrases for warning about common tourist mistakes, said kindly and helpfully. Just a heads up, that area gets really crowded in summer. A lot of visitors don't realize you need to book that in advance.
Great, helpful phrases, listeners, showing genuine care for helping someone have a great experience. Let's build a full example. If you ever visit my hometown, you have to try the local seafood stew. It's honestly incredible. A lot of tourists miss this, but locals usually go to the smaller family-run restaurants instead of the ones right on the main square. Much better food and way more authentic.
Beautiful, warm insider example, listeners, showing exactly the kind of genuine hometown pride and helpfulness this topic naturally brings out.
Let's do one more role play. A warmer, more emotional conversation about missing your hometown, since homesickness is such a natural, common feeling.
As friend 1, do you ever get homesick living so far from where you grew up?
As friend 2, honestly, yeah, especially around the holidays. I really miss the small things, like the smell of my mom's cooking, or just walking through the old town square.
That makes total sense. Those small sensory memories are often the strongest.
Exactly. And I think what I miss most is just how familiar everything feels there. Like I don't have to think, I just know my way around.
That's such a beautiful way to describe it. Do you think you'll ever move back?
Honestly, maybe someday. For now, I'm happy building a life here, but that hometown will always feel like home in a different way.
See, listeners, notice how naturally and warmly this conversation explored genuine homesickness, honest, reflective, and emotionally rich, exactly the kind of meaningful conversation this topic can lead to.
Beautifully demonstrated, and honestly, such a relatable, universal experience for anyone who's ever lived away from home.
Let's do one more lighter, fun role play, comparing hometown food to food in a new city, since food really does carry such strong emotional connection to home.
As friend 1, have you found anything here that tastes like home yet?
As friend 2, honestly, not really. The food here is amazing, but it's just different. Nothing quite compares to my grandmother's cooking back home.
That's totally relatable. Is there a specific dish you miss the most?
Definitely this one soup my family always made on Sundays. I've tried recreating it here, but it's just never quite the same.
That's so relatable. Honestly, food really is tied to memory in such a powerful way.
Completely agree. I think that's part of why I miss home so much sometimes. It's really about those specific memories, not just the taste itself.
See, listeners, notice how naturally this lighter food conversation still carried real emotional depth, showing how food, memory, and home are so beautifully connected in everyday conversation.
Beautifully demonstrated. And honestly, such a relatable, universal experience for anyone who's ever lived away from home.
Let's squeeze in a few more listener questions before practice time. From a listener named Nadia, is it okay to talk about wanting to move back to my hometown someday, even if I'm not sure it'll actually happen?
Absolutely, Nadia. Completely valid and honest. I'd love to move back someday, though I'm not entirely sure if or when that will happen, is a genuinely honest, relatable way to express that uncertain hope.
Beautiful, honest phrasing. Great questions today, everyone. Thanks so much for sending them in.
Let's cover one more reflective angle, talking about building a sense of home in a completely new place, since so many people eventually create a second, chosen hometown somewhere else.
Great addition, connecting nicely to our earlier idiom, put down roots. Useful phrases. This city has really become home for me now. I've built such a strong community here, it genuinely feels like home. It took time, but I've really made this place my own.
Beautiful, warm phrases, listeners, showing that home doesn't always mean the place you were born. It can be something you actively build somewhere new.
Let's also cover phrases for describing that gradual transition from feeling like an outsider to truly feeling at home somewhere. At first, it felt really foreign, honestly a bit lonely. But slowly, as I built friendships and found my favorite little spots, it started to feel more familiar. And now, honestly, this city has really become home for me.
Beautiful, warm, complete example, listeners, showing exactly the kind of meaningful, emotional journey this topic can capture.
Let's do one final, slightly deeper role play, exploring how someone's hometown has shaped their identity, a wonderful, reflective conversation between close friends.
Do you think growing up where you did shaped who you are today?
Honestly, I think it did. A lot, actually. Growing up in such a close-knit community, I think that's why community and connection matter so much to me now.
That's really beautiful. I think mine shaped me differently. Growing up in such a busy city made me really independent from a young age.
That makes total sense. It's interesting how our different hometowns kind of gave us different strengths.
Definitely. I think that's part of what makes this conversation so interesting, honestly. Everyone's hometown story is so uniquely their own.
Completely agree. I'm really grateful for where I'm from, even the harder parts of it.
See, listeners, notice how naturally and thoughtfully this conversation explored identity and belonging, going well beyond simple facts into something genuinely meaningful and personal.
Beautifully demonstrated, and honestly, such a lovely, reflective note to close today's deep dive into hometowns on.
Okay, listeners, let's practice. Speak your answers out loud, not just in your head.
First, describe your hometown using our three-part structure. Name it, general description, one specific detail.
Second, describe the people and culture of your hometown, using at least one warm, specific phrase.
Third, describe how your hometown has changed over time, using comparatives or used to.
Fourth, share one personal memory or small story connected to your hometown.
Fifth, try using one idiom from today's episode in a natural sentence about home.
Great job, everyone. Comment below with the name of your hometown and one detail that makes it special.
Quick recap. First, we learned the three-part structure for describing a hometown. Name it, general description, one specific detail.
Second, we built vocabulary for size, geography, and atmosphere.
Third, we practiced describing what a hometown is known for: food, nature, history, and events.
Fourth, we covered comparatives and used to for describing change over time.
Fifth, we learned how to talk about the people and culture of a hometown warmly.
Sixth, we practiced sharing a personal memory, adding real depth to the conversation.
Seventh, we avoided common mistakes and explored cultural notes and useful idioms.
And finally, we practiced 4 full example conversations, plus a bonus bank of 15 hometown descriptions.
That's everything you need to talk about your hometown warmly, vividly, and proudly in any English-speaking conversation.
All right, that's it for today's episode. Next time someone asks where you're from, try using one of today's phrases, even just one.
If this episode helped you, please like it, subscribe to the podcast, and share it with someone learning English.
And comment below. Tell us the name of your hometown. We'd genuinely love to hear about it.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. Keep practicing, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone, and remember, wherever you're from, it's worth talking about with pride. Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.